Lost in the Woods. Cast of characters: Ivan, 12-year-old boy; Blake, 12-year-old boy; Park Ranger; Riley the rescue dog. Scene 1. It is mid-morning on a warm October day. Two middle school friends are hiking in the woods as part of a class camping trip. The rest of the class is ahead of them. Blake is reading a book and walking behind Ivan. Ivan stops and bends down to tie his shoe. Blake, not looking where he's going, trips over Ivan. Blake's book goes flying out of his hands. Ivan's baseball cap falls to the ground. Ivan, annoyed. Hey, watch it! Blake, unperturbed. Sorry. Blake picks up his book and resumes reading. Ivan finishes tying his shoe and stands back up. He doesn't realize he dropped his baseball cap, and neither boy notices it on the ground. Ivan, we're supposed to be enjoying nature, not reading. Blake, I'm reading about nature, holds the book up for Ivan. See? Life in the Woods by Henry David Thoreau. Ivan shakes his head. You're weird, you know that? Blake, putting his nose back into the book. Mm-hmm. Ivan, looking around. Did you see which way the others went? Blake, still reading. Nuh-uh. Ivan starts walking, followed by Blake, still reading. Scene 2. A few hours later that same day, the boys look tired, hair mused, clothes disheveled. Ivan's baseball cap is still on the ground. Blake is still reading his book. Ivan stops when he sees his baseball cap on the ground. We must be walking in a circle. We've been here before. Blake stops reading and looks around. How can you tell? These trees all look alike. They all have a trunk and leaves and... Oh, I see. Blake picks up Ivan's baseball cap and hands it to Ivan. Ivan, thanks. Blake, looking around. Do you think we're lost? Ivan, we are so totally lost and I'm exhausted. Ivan collapses onto a fallen log. Blake, shouldn't we keep moving? We need to catch up to the others. Ivan shrugs. We're not going to find a campsite by walking in circles. We might as well take a break. Blake sits down next to Ivan, finds his water bottle in his knapsack, and takes a drink. He offers the water to Ivan, but Ivan shakes his head. Blake, do you think the others noticed we're missing? Ivan, probably. It's been almost 2 hours. I'm guessing it's around 4 o'clock. Blake, actually, it's 5:15. Ivan looks at Blake's wrist. He's not wearing a watch. Ivan, surprised. How do you know what time it is? Blake, I checked my cell phone when I took out my water bottle. Ivan, fuming. You have your cell phone? Why didn't you say so? We can call someone. Blake holds up his phone to Ivan to show him there's no signal. Blake, no bars. Ivan, disappointed. Oh. Blake, do you think they're looking for us? Ivan, I hope so, because we're obviously not going to find them. Blake picks up his book and resumes reading. Ivan, incredulous. How can you read at a time like this? We're lost. We don't know which way to go to the campsite. We don't know if the others are looking for us. Slightly hysterical, Ivan grabs Blake's book and hurls it into the woods. They hear a dog bark in the distance. Ivan, did you hear that? Blake, distracted, looking for his book. The barking? Yeah? Ivan, musing. I wish my dog were here. He has a great sense of smell. He'd find us. Blake, your dog is the most distracted hound I've ever met. He'd be too busy chasing chipmunks to look for us. Ivan, well, he'd find us faster than your little mop dog. Blake, Cody is not a mop. He's a labradoodle. Ivan, he still wouldn't find us. Blake, would so. The boys are so intent on their argument that they don't notice the park ranger standing behind them. His rescue dog, Riley, sits quietly by his side. Park ranger, well, you two look and sound okay. The boys jump up in turn. Blake, relieved. How did you find us? Park ranger, boys, meet Riley the rescue dog. She caught your scent and got me on your track. Ivan, She must have a really good sense of smell, unlike Blake's mop dog. Blake glares at Ivan but stays silent. Park Ranger. Well, she does, but some of the smell isn't quite enough in a rescue situation. Riley went through more than a year of training, learning how to be obedient, track a scent, and stay focused on the task at hand. She started training when she was just 10 weeks old. Park Ranger pats Riley on the head. Blake shakes head in amazement. I could barely teach my puppy to sit. Park Ranger. Riley got that out of the way early. Then she moved on to agility training, which taught her how to move through disaster sites. She used that training last fall after the tornado. We had her crawling all over wrecked houses looking for people. Ivan. Wow, that's amazing. Blake nods in agreement. Park Ranger laughs. Riley is pretty amazing, but I have to say, you boys were making so much noise, I think she could have found you even without using her nose.